I'm going crazy, sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, don't think I'm strange. I do think I'm really just losing it all. 'Cause I'm going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday night. What's happening? It's Ray Osier. I'm back after a week. Did I have a week off? I think I had a week off, didn't I? Or was I on last week? Yeah, I think I was. I was going to skip this week. Well, anyway, welcome back. We do this almost every Friday night. Just a chance to get together, hang out, have a drink or two, and talk about what a great week it's been and talk about the weekend to come. Kind of a laid-back show tonight. We're going to be talking to a lot of friends. We've got Olivier from 67 Degrees Brewing going to join us to talk about some exciting things coming up at the brewery in Franklin. My buddy Bill's going to join me. We're going to talk about local music, and we'll have a few drinks together, and then a nightcap with Jay and friends. And I'm sure Bill will stick around for that as well. Right now, I'm going to make my drink. Now, I'm on keto. I've told you guys this before, and I want to say hi to everybody, too, as we're doing this. So what's up, Joy? How are you? We missed you last Friday. That's right. You guys weren't there, but everything is on demand. I put everything on YouTube. So if you go look for Ray's Happy Hour-ish or Ray Osier on YouTube, you'll find my channel. And I isolate the interviews so you can watch the whole show, or you can just watch my conversation with, the individuals that I have on. Like Jerry Shea last week was awesome. I love talking to Jerry from City on a Hill, which I'm caught up on. And there were a few disappointing moments that I was bummed out about, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Hey, Raylene, how are you? Good to see you guys. Joy and Raylene, who were at Paracon last week. So I'm going to make, I told you guys, I'm on keto. So I have to take it easy on the beer. And I'm doing that because I want to enjoy a summer of beer. So I'm getting myself in shape for the summer. I've got a Peloton, and I've been on 5 days straight. I've taken about 10 or 11 rides. I've been working out. I feel fantastic. So I got to stick to the diet of keto too to lose the weight. So I already made this recipe, but I'm going to go with the smoky margarita, the keto friendly margarita, which I'll tell you, you can look back on demand and see the whole recipe, but it's basically, we'll do this really quick. It's 2 ounces of your favorite tequila. And then it is, I'll do half an ounce of lime juice. No, I'm going to do 3/4. Gonna make it just a little limier than normal. All right, so you get the lime juice. I use the Roses, which is very high end from what I understand. Let me put the light on every week. Oh, is that better? Look at me. There I am. Hi, everybody. And then, I didn't even open this. Oh, my mom's going nuts right now watching me open this up with my teeth, which they spent money on for braces in my youth. And look at that. I was supposed to wear my retainer, and I have one tooth that's like sunken back a bit. But Dr. Hannah's going to hook me up, he said. All right, and then I'm going to do, I've got a sugar-free simple syrup, which is kind of an oxymoron in a strange way. I'm going to do, I don't want it to be too sweet, so I'm going to do a half an ounce of that. I'm going to throw that in, and I'm going to do all the shaking that comes with tending bar. Don't forget to smile. There we go. That's good enough. Jesus. Oh, you know why? I bought this at Target, and it's a Levi's. Yeah, it's a Levi's shaker. So this is just a vanity shaker. Damn it. All right, so now I'm going to pour this in a glass with some ice. I'm just going to use a simple rocks glass. You can throw it in your, a highball glass, or, well, this is a highball glass, whatever. There we go. Now this, I forgot to rim it. Is it really that important? How about if I just sprinkle some of this salt over it? That's pretty close. That's going to work almost. Now, what makes it smoky? The mezcal, which I've just fallen in love with recently. So I'm just going to float a little bit on the top, which means you're just going to just a bit, just a little bit of a floater. You don't want it sinking. Ooh, that was a lot, but that's okay. It's mezcal. You can never have enough alcohol in your alcoholic drink. Put that aside. I'll throw a lime wedge in there. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe I can get a bit of a rim. No, not really. All right, cheers, everybody. Let's get the show started. That's good. And it's smoky because of the mezcal. And I made a mess. So let's get our first guest on here. Let's bring in Olivier from 67 Degrees Brewing. What's up, my man? How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, Ray? Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming on. I know you've got a lot going on at the brewery right now. You started live music, which is very exciting. I think you had Heather Dairy last night, Scott McGill tonight, and my good friend Matt Zajac tomorrow night.
Oh, great lineup. Yeah. I mean, between yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're so excited. The weather's looking great. We're so looking forward to having people back in the tap room. As you probably know, it was rough last year.
Yeah. But you guys you did a good job holding it together. Obviously, you're still open, and you held on to the good weather as long as you could. But your place really depends. I mean, it relies on really good weather for that big garage door and the outside area.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the great features of our tap room. We have these big high bay doors that we can open, and it just looks right over nature. And we hope to keep that for the rest of the year and next year, because the seating area was temporary, but we're working with the town right now to see if we can make that permanent. And a lot of our guests that come through, they say, "Oh man, please make sure that you guys keep that, because it just gives it this big open space, open concept, open air. You open the high bay doors, and you just feel like you're outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People just so it's time to come out. The weather's looking good. People are getting their shot, and they're just ready to come out and brewers.
Well, I think you're breaking up just a little bit on me, so bear with me if I don't hear you. But you're lucky to be in Franklin, because Jamie Helen and the gang over at the municipal building are so supportive of local business. And I know that they want everybody to survive and they want everybody to thrive. So you're in good hands over there, as you know.
Absolutely. I mean, Jamie and Chrissy and, the so many people between the planning board and the board of health and the building department. They've been huge supporters of us. The seating area that we had outside was a godsend. They were very, very effective and expedient at getting us a space. Jamie is a big craft beer fan. He makes it known that he's a big Medusa fan, because he's a Hudson guy. So we try to compete with that. But definitely in good hands. I mean, the town's been so supportive since we opened. And godsend. So
answer me this. You mentioned Medusa, and he's a big fan. You're trying to get him to convert, but in the world of craft brewing, there's a huge support system, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, brewers help brewers. There's to say that there's almost no secrets in brewing.
Yeah.
Because we talk about everything, our procedures, our techniques, what works, what doesn't work. Because the last thing we want is for another brewer to go under, for whatever reason.
Right.
There may be other things that play into that, but we're a big community. It's really small. There's probably not another brewery that opens in Mass where some brewer didn't know the guy who opens the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell you that my head brewer, his son, works at a top brewery in Mass, Jack's Abbey. You know what I mean? So they keep perpetuating that legacy. So we all know each other. We are very friendly to each other. We trade hops, we trade grains, we trade secrets, and ultimately it comes down to you, because brewing, it's part science and part art.
Yep.
So it's up to you to put your own spin on things. I mean, you may know how the science works, but at the end of the day, your end product is a reflection of who you are and what you want to do and what you want to represent, what you want to stand for. And it's all part of building that fan base and a brand that people can identify with. And that's really what makes the difference between one brewery to the next.
And I think everyone's really good with that because, beer can taste similar, but, you throw in your magic ingredients. But it's the experience that you give people that's so much different. Medusa is a different experience when you go there than 67 Degrees Brewing to Craft Roots.
Right. Yeah.
To all the places, they all have a very special signature that they offer.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. I mean, so our pride and joy is that we position ourselves to be a family friendly brewery, and that's right on our slogan. Beer, family, and friends.
Yep.
So when you come through the tap room, you'll see husband and wife, you'll see kids in strollers, you'll see dogs. And there's certain other breweries that don't allow that, and that's totally their choice. So that's just who we are. The vibe is different, or the core is different. So when you walk into an establishment, that all plays into it too.
Nice. All right, Olivia, tell me about the collaboration you're doing. You're always giving back to the community and causes that are special to you and your family. And by the way, 67 Degrees Brewing is a family-owned business, friends and family, but you guys are a very tight-knit group. Tell me about the collaboration you just started, and there's a new beer involved with that, isn't there?
Yeah. So we've been involved in 3 collaborations. One actually just came out last week as one. It was a collaboration between us, Crew Brew in Raynham, White Lion in Western Mass, Springfield specifically, and Arc Point. And it was a delicious New England IPA at 8.2%, really smooth. And the profits from that will go to Holyoke Community College to kind of build a craft brewery program that kind of tries to recruit minorities into the brewing industry.
Wow,
and
that's
the
awesome.
in that line of work. So it's available at my brewery. It's available at Craft Roots down in Raynham, and the 2 breweries out west. Very successful. We sold out. We're out of it. It went really fast. It was very, very, very well received. The next 2 that we have lined up.
By the way,
One is
Olivier,
sorry.
out west, which one's out west? We have Joy who's watching every week, and I know she's from Western Mass.
So White Lion, they are in Springfield,
Okay,
and Arc Point, who's also near there.
great. Thank you.
So that's the 4 of us.
All right,
Yeah.
so go on with the next collaboration.
Yeah. So the next one that we have going on, we have a collaboration with a chain of restaurants in Newton, and Arpit Patel, the owner of Barrymore in Newton Center. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, it'd be great if we could do a collaboration where we could donate the proceeds to a cause." You know what I mean? So we agreed. Said, "Yeah, we recently did something with another brewery, and all the profits went to an organization called Code Connect that benefits underprivileged kids into the STEM field. High school kids who can't afford to study science, technology, math, and engineering." So we give all the profits of that to their organization. So we thought about it for a while, and we couldn't come up with. We tossed around a bunch of different organizations, and we couldn't settle on one because they all do a lot of great work, especially in Massachusetts. And recently, we settled on MIRA, the Massachusetts Immigrants Refugee Alliance. They do a lot of work trying to support immigrants in Alliance. And we felt that with everything going on in the border, we felt that it was just the right time to support an organization that helps immigrants and refugees. And it just so happened that, especially with a bunch of restaurants supporting that effort, there's so many immigrants who work in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect fit. So we settled on that, and we look forward to people buying the beer. It'll be available in our tap room and all the restaurants in Newton, and hopefully we can support a great cause and help people. Do whatever they need to help them here, help them back home, and help the work that Myra's been doing for so many years.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And the last one is Stash Strong. This is an organization that supports brain cancer research. That's an issue that is near and dear to my heart and our family. One of my cousins, he passed away a few years back from brain cancer. He left behind a young son who's right now in high school, looking at college, a really bright kid. Same name as me, Olivier, and passed away from brain cancer. So when they reached out to us about a month ago about doing a collaboration where some of the profits would go to that research, it was a no-brainer. So so we're gonna do a single hop, a single malt IPA for both causes, and some of the proceeds will go to these organizations as well. So
That's
I
fantastic.
really appreciate you having us on
Anytime.
Tuesday to talk about
Yeah.
this. And we would really appreciate people to come out and buy the beer and know that it's going towards a great cause.
Okay, yeah, we're going to have somebody on, right, from one of those organizations on Tuesday on my morning show, and we're going to do that at 7:00. You'll be able to go to the MyFM Facebook page to watch, just like we're doing right now, or you can listen on 101.3. So who are we talking to on Tuesday?
So on Tuesday, you'll be talking to Arpit Patel. He's the owner of Barrymore, so he'll be talking about the effort for the Myra organization, and also Colin. He's with the organization Stash Strong. His brother is actually who stemmed all this. His brother is the one who passed away a little while back. So that was the impetus to get him to start this. So he'll be on there as well to talk about it. So
All right. Just remember, everybody, when you support 67 Degrees Brewing, you're supporting so much more. You're supporting local business. You're supporting small local breweries. You're supporting all these great organizations that Olivier just talked about. And you guys are constantly doing this. So we thank you. I mean, I think that's an important job that comes with every small business, is giving back to their community. And you guys do that so well.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's good to make great beer, but at the end of the day, when you raise that pint, do you feel a little different by raising a pint that you feel makes a difference in somebody's life, one way or another. That's just our motto, and we'll keep doing it as long as we can, and appreciate people for coming out and supporting us.
You're making beer drinking even better, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's
Cheers.
Cheers. What's hot off the tanks tonight? What are you serving that's fresh? I mean, it's all
So
fresh.
I'm still serving the As One. This is a pour from our draft. And cheers to White Lion. They're the one who kind of headed off and brewed the beer at that location, and we kind of took our share and distributing it in our tap room and everything. But that's why we're drinking tonight.
All right.
We're looking forward to the single malt coming out next week for the Newton restaurants, and we have a nice little lineup for the spring for people.
Fantastic. And if anybody's out and about tonight, swing by 67. Scott McGill is playing live music tomorrow night with my good buddy Matt Zajac, or just stop by and chat with the bartender and the staff there at 67 Degrees. Love what you're doing. Thanks so much. And I'm going to talk to you on Tuesday morning.
Very appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. That's Olivier from 67 Degrees Brewing. They are awesome. Oh, Bill, I should have asked that. Let me bring you back. Hold on. Are you still there? Bill,
yes.
Bill, my buddy Bill, who's my next guest, private messaged me and said, what does 67 Degrees mean? I don't think I've ever asked you that before. Where'd the name come from?
So the name, there's a little more to it. So it really came up from a little visit I had at Kevin Merritt's location a little while back when we first were going to open. And it comes down to defermentation temperature. That's what it is, 67 degrees.
Okay.
But
how come no one else has ever thought of that name?
Oh yeah, I mean, people thought about 67 degrees of latitude and separation, longitude. Yeah. So Kevin was just so happy about all his equipment, and he was saying everything is perfectly temperature controlled, and this fermenter is at 67 degrees, and that one's at 67 degrees. And we were like, you know what? Let's just call it 67.
Might as well just call it 67 degrees.
Yeah. So. Which, by the way, I mean, it's really an optimal temperature to ferment your beer because depending on how hot or how warm you ferment your beer, you get different type of esters.
Yeah.
It could be a little fruitier than others, but that gets into the science and chemistry of it. But that's why we went with that. We didn't go with 69, so we just went with 67.
Which would have been a great marketing name, I think. It would have,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'm sure we would have caught flack from somebody.
And really quick, what is the best temperature to store beer? Because I have one of those new beer fridges that I got. And let's say I know there's different temps for different types of beer, but like a simple IPA, what would I store that at?
30, 35 to 37. 37 would be good.
Mine's set for 37, so perfect.
Yeah, you should be good. Yeah, cellar temperature would be good. I mean, you don't want your beer to be sitting like. Oops.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, take care. Whoop, you all right? I hope he's okay. We lost Olivier. All right, so we're going to talk to Bill in just a second, but I thought I'd like to do more of this on Friday nights. I've got so many friends who are original musicians, and a lot of them put videos out, which is very cool. I mean, it's a dying art form. And then you get to the sticks where you've got local original people playing music, but they don't all put out videos. So when they do, I find that very fascinating. And I know I've played a JC McCord video before. So, and I keep queuing up Jennifer Tefft. So before we get to Bill, I want to, if I can figure out how to do this cleanly, I want to share. Yeah. Okay. Share screen. And I got to talk my way through this or else I won't be able to do it. All right, there's Jen. I want to share audio as well. Like you guys need to hear all this. All right, so there's, yeah, okay. Now I have to. This is Jennifer Tefft. This is this is her brand new song that has an accompanied video. So check this out.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I had almost found my way. Step by step, moving forward, till the rug got pulled away. Wish me luck, I'm on my way now. Yeah, here I go again. But I'm so tired of starting over. Back to the bottom of that hill again. Still I say, hey, we'll find better days. We'll find better days. I know we'll find better days. Oh yeah, we'll find better days. Yes, I know this road is heavy, and your back is tired and sick. The only way through this is forward, to a place not seen before. I'm so tired of starting over. Back to the start of it all again. Still I say, hey, we'll find better days. We'll find better days. I know we'll find better days. Oh yeah, we'll find better days. I know down the line we're silver. That time to go. But once again I'm fine on my way. I know up ahead there's better days. Wish me luck, I'm on my way now. Yeah, here I go again. Here I go again. I'm so tired of starting over. Back to the bottom of that hill again. Still I say, hey, we'll find better days. find better days.
And that's Jennifer Tefft with her new song, Better Days, with the video and everything. I want more local artists to do videos. We saw Kendo chime in there. I know Kendo has written songs before. I know he's got originals out there. Let's see a video, Kendo. Before I get to Jesus Christ, excuse me. Before I get to Bill, because I'm going to forget to play this, I want to share one of my own videos. It's the only video I've ever made with my acoustic partner, Justin. We did this 8 years ago this summer. 8 years ago. And you may, if you're local, you'll see a lot of familiar faces here. I think I really heavily got involved with the local music scene around 10 years ago. Really started making friends. Justin was the first. Bill, who we're going to talk to in a second, came in after this video. That's why he's not here, but he would have been. But a lot of all friends and local musicians in this video. So this is me and Justin, or Justin and I. I'm sorry if there's any educators out there. How do I do this? No, I got to share. That's the thing about StreamYard. It doesn't make it easy to share things. You got to go through 15 steps. There's that. I want to share the audio and that. And here's that. All right. Take a listen. This is a bucket of beer.
The smell of an island breeze, coconuts and tall palm trees, has got my mind on full lockdown. Ocean blue is the summer sky. I slip away, I wonder why. It's been so long since I got out of town. But I knew before I started to drink, times like these can disappear in a wink. I know that all I really need is a bucket of beer to quench my thirst, a drinking song to forget the worst. The love of my life sitting by my side, my best friend's coming along for the ride. We need a week on the beach, a drink in our hands, tapping our feet to an island band. If this is living, then you find us here, cause me and my friends, all we need is a bucket of beer. Yeah, I like that, Jim. Up to see the sunrise gold, still awake when the stories are told, as we laugh throughout on moonlit night. Wonder why we spend our time in a rush up the ladders we climb. Sitting in this sand seems sure alright, but I knew before I started to drink, times like these can disappear in a wink. I know that all I really need is a bucket of beer to quench my thirst, a drinking song to forget the worst. The love of my life sitting by my side, my best friend's coming along for the ride. We need a week on the beach, a drink in our hands, tapping our feet to an island band. If this is living, then you find us here, cause me and my friends, all we need is a bucket of beer. Justin, what's better than a bucket of beer? 2 buckets. That's true. 2 buckets for everybody. But I knew before I started to sing, when the winter's close with the cold that it brings, all I know is all I really need. Well, it's a bucket of beer to quench my thirst, a drinking song to forget the worst. The love of my life sitting by my side, my best friend's coming along for the ride. We need a week on the beach, a drink in our hands, tapping our feet to an island band. If this is living, then you find us here, cause me and my friends, all we need is a bucket of beer. Alright, I can't finish this alone. Come on, guys. Grab a bucket, join me on the mic. Everybody sing. Yeah, a bucket of beer to quench my thirst, a drinking song to forget the worst. Love of my life sitting by my side, My best friend's coming along for the ride. We need a week on the beach, a drink in our hands, tapping our feet to an island band. If this is living, then you find us here. Cause me and my friends, all we need is a bucket of beer. Quench my thirst, a drinking song to forget the worst. Love of my life sitting by my side. My best friend's coming along for the ride. We need a week on the beach, drinking our hands, tapping our feet to an island band. If this is living, then you find us here. Cause me and my friends, all we need is a bucket of beer. Yeah! Nice!
That's pretty much it. And that's Bucket of Beer. And Raylene asked, does Shag mean the same thing? Probably. I think so. She's up in, where are you again? You're up in Canada, Nova Scotia, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. I've had one too many of these already. I've been pouring drinks since while I'm playing the videos. I think that's the real reason why I'm playing the videos. So Jess and I wrote that 8 years ago and invited all our friends in the backyard. And it was so much fun. We had Lou Miano on guitar, and Jim Lagore was there, Tim Galvin, Jay Pillarella on the bongos behind us. Now, the Pub Kings have a lot of original stuff coming up real soon. That's Justin and myself and Fitch Proctor, who's watching right now. What's up, Fitch? Bucket of Natterdays. I know, right? We did that. That's a song. That could be the follow-up to Bucket of Beer. I love it. And then Bill Donovan, who I'm bringing in right now on bass, slap on the bass. What's up, my man?
Not much. How you doing? How's that light? Is that better?
That looks good. You look fantastic.
Hey. Thank you.
Watching,
How you
watching
doing?
that video, thank you. You can date that video by Tim Rice's facial hair. He had no beard at the time, so you could tell it was very old.
Clean cut.
Well, good to see you. What was I going to say? How have you been? What's new in your life? I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you.
No, we're just
a week or so.
Looking forward to the nice weather. You know, the sun's coming out and it's getting warm, which means live music outside.
Yeah,
and,
well,
right?
I was talking to Olivier, and he's got Scott McGill there, and I'm sure you're going to be there to see Matt Zajac tomorrow night.
Yeah, and 67 Degrees is just a couple of twists and turns away from my house.
Yeah.
So, and Dee and I love that place. We love Craft Roots. It's nice and close. It's always a good time, and we usually have a friend or two that pop in and enjoy the live music with us. And that's the tough thing about going through the winter at this point. There really is no live music, and now that it's opening up, we're seeing that the solo acts and the duos, the acoustics are really getting all the first wave, if you will, and we're saying that in a good way now.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
so,
we're paving the way to the band for the bands.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that you had mentioned the Pub Kings. We're somewhat in between that, where we're mostly acoustic, half electric, and we can take up a small footprint, and we don't have the booming drums, so we can kind of sneak in on some of those acoustic gigs.
Yeah, we're just a bigger acoustic band.
Yeah, and that was by design. And I think when we all got together and thought about this, how can we do something that's somewhere in between? Because we really noticed there's a gap. It's either a duo, a single musician, a solo artist, a duo, and then boom, all the way up to just a big full band. And there was nothing in between. I think that where we sit is nice. It's
Absolutely.
a good spot. We can do both. We can go up and play loud electric, or we can sit back and rely on the acoustic, which is great.
Yeah, and we, like you said, we've been booking a lot. Mikey just got 110. Nice job. Mikey also says he's been booking full band nights too. Is that Rhode Island though? My guess is that's Rhode Island. Although I know a lot of bars and clubs and venues are booking like end of summer, fall, getting their calendar ready. And hopefully we'll be at that point. But I know Rhode Island's booking everybody now.
Yeah. And, and I think in Massachusetts, it's going to be a little while for all of that. The full band stuff, unless you're outside.
Yep. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be mixed. People that want to go out, what do you want? Do you want a big booming live band experience, or do you want to hang out and have a couple of beers with your friend? Luckily, you can get both around here. There's so many venues that have a variety of music.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, and I want to talk about that for a minute. But Newfoundland, that's right. I'm sorry, Raylene. I knew that once you said it. I'm like, duh. So Mikey's playing Whistler. Is Wachusett doing full bands or just because we were supposed to play that? We got canceled because of the pandemic, but that's not full bands, right? But yeah, Rhode Island is fully ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Does Wachusett have a Worcester location now? Do you know anything about that? I want to say, for some reason in the back of my head, they have a Worcester location now.
I'm not really sure.
Okay. I think it's down by the new stadium, but
yeah, that area is starting to boom. Nice down there.
Oh, I can't wait. And there's going to be so many options to play down that way. I think we're going to be good with that. They do. Okay. Yeah, they do. They have a location there. We were supposed to play in Winchester, and I think it was last June, and that got canceled. But yeah. I was looking forward to playing at Wachusett because the Pub Kings, we kind of market ourselves around breweries and beer. That's kind of our shtick, our image, our marketing. Our marketing thing is getting in with the breweries, and we do well with that. So what I wanted to ask you before is, do you think this time around, because I feel like we hit the reset button, and before this all happened, we had maybe 7 or 8 bands in a 10-mile radius playing on a Friday and Saturday night, which was a lot. And then we had the acoustic acts, of course. Do you think people are going to be ready to go back to 200 people in a 210 capacity venue, dancing their asses off to a crazy band? Do you think it's going to take some time to get to that point?
I think the answer is going to be yes and yes. I think there's people that will want to go out and experience that again. Maybe it won't be at full capacity for them, and others will want to just go out and have conversations with their friends and, have a couple of really nice drinks and, enjoy the music. I think there's going to be plenty out there for everybody.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me if I was booking, what would I do? I'd probably be a little more conservative at the beginning and maybe book acoustic maybe on Fridays and then maybe do a full band, couple of times a month as opposed to every single one. I think, what does this all look like now? There's venues that are gone. There's bands that are gone. Who's going to come back?
I mean, that's a good point.
It all remains to be seen. And with less venues, I mean, we already know that there's a handful that have disappeared. It's more competition. And I think that, what happens with that is we know everybody's going to go into it, and we're probably going to be taking a little less money just to help get it off the ground. But, at some point, people are going to want to have, their full rate when they can.
Yeah.
Do we see those days of, the $1,500 to $2,000 cover band getting that kind of money? I don't know. If that happens again for a long time.
We only had a handful of venues that did a cover charge, which covers the band in most cases. Yeah. And other people were just splurging because they knew they'd have a good night. But we lost Liz's Diamond. We lost the Tradesman, unfortunately, due to a fire. And I don't know if places like the Turtle, who would pay a classic rock band $400, $500, $600, they might not be able to afford to just hand over that cash. So do they do a cover at the door? Do they charge less? Do they not have live music for a while? I think that's it. Like you said, it's all up in the air. I mean, yes. Everybody wants to go out and do it, but will these venues be able to afford to do it?
True. And that gives the distinct advantage to the acoustic musicians that have less overhead, carry their PA in a couple of, everybody and their brother has, the Bose gear, and they sound great. They fill up a room. That's a huge advantage in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, I think you see more acoustic musicians tend to rely on that as part of their career as well, which is great. And honestly, if you have to sit up there by yourself and cover 3 or 4 sets at 40 to 50 minutes each, you are earning your money because you're not taking a breath while the bass player, shakes his ass, or, the guitar player does a solo. You don't get that. It's all you all the time. And there's some of those guys out there that are doing it, with very little breaks. They're just grinding it out.
Is that part of your shtick, by the way, shaking your ass? I never turn around to see if you're doing that.
It just happens.
It just happens.
It just happens.
But okay, so what are you drinking tonight? We should have covered that at the beginning.
I'm doing the usual.
Guinness. Yep.
Yeah. And I do have something different that my sister and my brother-in-law brought back from me is Jameson that was aged in 3 separate casks. So it has a little bit more flavor than the traditional bottle, which is good. I'm excited for that. So I guess, if we were to project the venues that are probably going to go full band versus acoustic, I would say that, we start at Central. We know they're going to do some full band stuff.
They are.
Do they?
Pins is going to be doing. Yep.
And Pins. So that's a bit of a shift because Pins wasn't doing full band live music for a while. Until the Tradesmen's, Devlin's are. Because they have that separate room. Is that
right?
So they'll have band night and
but that's really Grumpy's in Bellingham was another one that was they kind of flew under the radar, but they would have bands there. 50s is closed. That's another one I forgot to mention that we lost.
Yeah. 140,
not 50s, but 140, which used to be 50s. Yeah. And there's no signs of that being picked up anytime soon. And we know that needs a renovation. So that's going to take some time to get that off the ground anyway. Yeah. And, in Franklin, really, there's not a lot of venues that have live music anymore at all. Yeah. The occasional live band at the Uptown pub, Uptown doesn't exist anymore. That's another one we lost. Yeah, that was our last, great gig before COVID hit. That's right. The Pub Kings played there last time. Jumping, and then they were supposed to have a big last month, and as it turned out, we played the whole night, and then we snuck Zajac in for a couple of tunes at the end, and that's Franklin folklore trivia now. Who's the last live bands to play at the Uptown? It was us and Matt. Oh, and the British Beer Company in Franklin, that's gone too. That's gone now. They may open in a different capacity. I heard that the folks that own the Gavel over in Rentham they might be interested in opening something in that facility. I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that. But will they do live music? Will they do live music? That is the question. And that was a place I had a cover band many moons ago that, we were in the rotation there. When British Beer Company was huge, we had probably 4 or 5 of their locations, and we were just going to their places almost every single weekend. And it was a nice gig. It was easy. It was like 2 hours and decent pay. And I know the Gavel is known for acoustic music in where are they? Yeah. They're in Rentham. Is it Rentham? They're in Rentham, yes. Yeah. So I know they have acoustic music there. And I think British Beer Company, the way it's set up, it's not great for bands, but it would be good for acoustic acts. So you said before, I think the acoustic guys are set that we can play anywhere, which is nice. Yeah. Mikey asked about the Black Box, which we're very familiar with because we do a lot of events there. The only thing with the Black Box is you have to make an event. You can't just go play there. It has to be an event that you put together. And there's a bar on the outside. So, there is, I guess if you go around, they set up that other bar. It's not set up like a club or a bar. It's set up as a showcase venue, basically. Yeah. And it is from, the artist perspective, it is great because you have backstage. You have an actual backstage. You have a place to put your stuff where some drunk guy's not spilling his beer all over it. But you got to fill the place. You got to fill it. Well, that's. I was getting to that. But the other thing they have that's great is they have a full lighting system. And for not a lot of money, you can hire their guy, and they're happy to run lights for you. Yeah. We do a few events there. You and I, which we can discuss on another show what our great news that's coming up. But to tease that. Well, the Party for the Pantry is coming back. Yeah, and we'll just say that, which is great. But, and like I said, they're a performance venue.
and it really is a good, fun place to play. And if you're looking for somewhere to do, something special and get great photos and video from, I mean, that's your spot.
Yeah.
That's your spot. And, they're willing to work with you too. I mean,
You-
if it was me, I would just rent the place outright and do it all myself. But
I was gonna say, you got to rent the place. That's and you got to pay ahead of time. It's tough for bands. So you rent the place, and then you got to set your ticket at 10,
Yeah.
15, $20 just to make your money back at $10, maybe a profit at $20.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a difficult venue. But if you have the balls and you think you've got the draw, then that's I know Alec Anabenedetto does that with his bands. He'll rent that place out because he's a local guy and he knows he can bring people in.
But you do get a lot more than your average bar. I mean, you get the nice stage. They invested in the look of the place. It's all black velour around the stage. It looks great. And like I said, the lighting system, I mean, there's really nothing around. And, they do everything for their Franklin School Performing Arts events there. So they do have a significant amount of lighting gear available, which is nice. I mean, we're not talking about 2 bars and 6 fixtures up there. They have a lot of nice stuff. We're talking front fills, side fills, spots, movers, everything. So Tables. It is worthwhile,
Yeah. So we're Bill and I are talking, for anybody outside the area, we're pretty much talking about, I use the MyFM listening area because that's where I started. When I started working with the local music scene, I was working on the radio and I wanted to be able to cover our listening area. So we mentioned Franklin, we mentioned Bellingham, we mentioned Milford. If you go to Medway, there's no band locations in Medway except for the occasional show at the Elks Club, but that's a private place. But if you can get in there, well, that was mostly acoustic, right? I'm thinking of the wrong place.
I don't know. You might be thinking Franklin, but I know Franklin Elks had acoustic music too. But
Franklin,
I would
right over the line.
Medway, the only thing I can think of, I know that Mickey Cassidy's had acoustic, but it's
acoustic. Yes,
it was spotty, but like I said, the acoustic guys are in a pretty good position right now. Because it's, I mean, people are amped up to go out and do things, and having somebody play your favorite tunes on, live music. It's one of my favorite things. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, I would rather have that over Muzak any day. And I know that if you're an acoustic musician, you can set your price right, get your rate, and still do well.
Yeah,
that's the advantage. Damn it, I should have started doing it.
Well, the funny thing is, we are doing it, but we have to split that money 4 ways.
Yes, we split the duties, but I mean, you do get a little more though. I mean, you get the bass lines, you get a little bit of drums, and it's not the big booming drums. You're not going to blink every time a snare hits.
And if you're you come out at the beginning of the night and we're playing and you want to keep it kind of chill, we're quiet. But then as the place, I think in Craft Roots, once it starts filling up and people have had a few pops and they're ready to really sing along and maybe dance a little bit, that's when we can turn our volume up just a little bit. And it's nice. So I should say the Pub Kings are not a paid advertiser of this show.
Well, you just happen to have 2 of the guys on there, which is fine.
That's right.
Nobody ever said we were fair and impartial all the time.
So I haven't watched that bucket of beer video in a long time. The Pub Kings really need to do some kind of a video in a bar, at a pub, at a tavern, for one of our upcoming original songs, which we've been writing. We've got some stuff in the works. We put out the Christmas song this year. That was fun.
Yeah, we put out the Christmas song. We have a couple others that are shelved. And again, I think we're finding a little bit something different, with what we're doing with some of our ideas. And I think that's great. I think it's awesome. I think as a musician, if I was to give anybody, some advice on starting out, I'd say, go out and see what's happening and then try to figure out how to make yourself stand out above and beyond what you're seeing.
Now, Don brings up a good point. Hopkinton is such an artsy town that I don't know why they don't have more music. Startline has acoustic, and I think that's kind of spotty, but they've been testing the waters recently, and I think they'll get on a more consistent basis. But the Hopkinton Center for the Arts is an amazing venue that brings in bands, acoustic, national bands. Ellis Paul has played there before. Jerry Shea, the actor who I talked to last week, he's part of the Hopkinton Center for the Arts. So if you want something a little bit more refined That's
Yeah.
a great place to check out really good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's great that they have that, you know. And again, jumping back to the Black Box, they do some similar things as well. They'll have James Montgomery come in. They'll have
Yes.
the Broadway folks. They do a lot there. I mean, it's been a fun partnership for us when we do our events there. I mean, we've had 4 or 5 Party for the Pantries, which have almost every single one of them have been sold out, and we've made probably 25 to 50% more money for every single show that we do. And then we had that huge yacht rock night that sold out, and I was looking out in the crowd while I was playing. I was like, I don't even know anybody here.
That's neat, because usually when I go to Franklin, I don't know anybody. You should, but that night you didn't know anyone.
I didn't know, and apparently it was one of their most successful ticket sales through the Black Box too.
Of course it was. We put it together.
It was fun.
It was fun.
And it's different. I mean, we actually did that at Central Tavern as well too, and had
that was a fun night.
You know, and then I would like to see more people do the events like that, because we also did a Poison versus Motley Crue night that was huge.
That was huge at Central.
Huge.
But you're right. I would love to, and we almost had it with 2 dueling Van Halen bands before this whole thing fell apart on us. But I know Chip had one, and Kev Daigle had another, and they were going to do a Van Halen night. I love these one-offs. I'm huge fan of the one-offs. We do a lot of them. I'd love to see more people do it.
Yeah, and get everybody playing in different bands together too. I think it's, sorry everyone, but it's boring when everyone's only in one band and that's all you do.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, because of the social, we're all friends.
Yeah.
So to be able to put something together with a different group of guys for maybe just a one-off can be very fun.
It's a blast. It's a blast, and nobody takes it really seriously. If you fuck up, it's not a big deal.
Mikey loves doing them. He gets it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really fun. I'd love when things come back to normal, I'd love to see that a little bit more, and everybody, not just us. I know we've done it a bunch, and we did it at the Tradesman a lot. We did our Christmas shows with John Paul.
Toll Booth Willie did the Pearl Jam nights.
Yeah, and I did some stuff with Zajac there. We did some stuff.
We did the Green Day night too.
We did the punk night with the 3 bands. Yeah, that's always fun, and it's something different. Always very successful too. We had a blast doing it, and
kind of mix it up a bit.
Yeah, and I think it was a lot of fun. I'd love to see some more. I'd love to see some younger folks do that too.
Bill's asking
that's
about
another thing. When even before COVID hit, I didn't see a lot of the younger bands trying to do anything around here, or even be in cover bands. I had
just us old guys.
Just us old guys. I mean, there's a few out there, and it's great. But I want to see more of that, and hopefully, people were stuck in their basements writing music for the past year and change. Usually, how it goes, though.
Yeah. Zach Innes and the Honeybees, they're a young band. They do Tom Petty, and they're fantastic. They're probably the young band out there right now. It used to be Velvet Skies, but they took a break. They were the young band, but it's us old guys that are holding things up right now. Bill's asking about parades. At the 4th of July parade, we've always had 2 or 3 bands on a flatbed. The holiday parade is a little difficult because it's so cold outside. But if bands can get more involved in these parades that we do, that's always a great time too. Great way to showcase yourself.
Yeah, and just do something different. Have a little fun.
Yeah, and you know us, right? Who has more fun than us, Bill?
Yeah, I don't think anybody. and even if it's just pushing your musical boundaries too. Let's say you're not somebody who plays in a small band with just an acoustic. Go get one. Make that happen. Do something different. Push your boundaries.
Mikey's coming back with a band called Last Call Radio. A lot of funk with a funk twist. I like that. I wanted to do a disco thing, so that might be my next one-off as a disco night.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, I had a couple of ideas that I wanted to do, but it's the balance between what you want to do versus what will people actually have fun attending. Because there's a lot of things that I would love to do, but I don't know.
Yeah, like a Rush tribute, probably not a house filler.
Yeah, about you get a bunch of dudes
Right.
and my wife, because like I think she's the only woman that I know that likes Rush.
Is she?
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Hey, you want to continue this conversation with Jay?
Yeah, bring him in. Let's.
There he is. Hi,
It's
Jay.
And then
What's
Bill left.
happening?
Bill wants
Yeah,
nothing to do with me.
Nothing. I think what he was trying to say was, yeah, bring him in. I'm leaving. That's what he wanted to say. Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Can I show you something?
Show away.
I would love to. Hold on. Let me just let me show you this. I got to share, and as you saw, this is a whole process here. So I share screen, and then I want to do Chrome, and I want to share the audio, and then I'm going to bring this up. Okay, here we go. Check. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Are we back?
Yeah.
All right, there we are. All right, hold on. I got to try this again. Share screen, Chrome, audio. There it is. Okay. Check out this band. I had no idea this thing existed.
We are the Action Figures, a group of friends who banded together to rock. I'm Greg Grumberg. I'm an actor. I'm also a drummer. And I'm an action figure. And so are a lot of my friends, like this guy. And this guy, this girl, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. We've been playing music together in one form or another for years.
Thank you so much.
But the Action Figures brings it all together. We're more than a celebrity cover band. We're a party band that's full of surprises and packed with plenty of star power.
I've loved you on that show for so many years. It's like a dream of mine.
Too complicated. Living you to ride.
When I was walking in Memphis, was walking with my feet 10 feet on the field. Walking in Memphis, you really feel the way I feel. No, I wish I could be like a bird up in the sky.
The Action Figures. Coming to a Comic-Con, corporate event, or casino near you.
How
Holy
cool
crap.
is that?
Never knew. Never had a clue.
Like Scott Grimes. Who knew he could play piano and sing like that?
I mean, shouldn't we have known stuff like this?
So it's funny. I was on Twitter today and I see who's posting. And if you can reach them fast enough, you can comment, be the first commenter. So Greg Grunberg, who is in Heroes and Alias, he was in the new Star Wars trilogy. I forgot what character, but yeah, you know who he is.
Yeah.
I said, Jesus, this is a great. He posted something about a spider. I said, hey, all spiders aside, you got to be on my show tonight because I just saw the promo for this action figures thing. And then he writes back, I'd love to. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna get him on tonight. And he never responded to my, all right, so get in touch with me and we'll work it out. So hopefully in the near future I'll have Greg on, who I've always been a fan of.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I had no idea that he had this band. And it's like there's 5 regulars, and then he's got all the guests like Chuck, from Shazam, and Michael Chiklis.
They're like the Hollywood vampires, but the Comic-Con vampires.
Exactly, yeah. So I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome. I love it. I can't believe I didn't know this.
I know. What's new? Well, Jay, what are you drinking tonight?
That's exactly what I was saying. Grab your buddies and put a band together. Damn it, do something different.
Do something different.
Yeah.
Jay, what are you drinking tonight?
Actually water right now, but here, wait. Well, wait, there's more. So we're going to, one of my favorites on a Friday night was a little bit of a Sparkle Puff.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice triple IPA. And
That's a strong one.
yeah, it's 10.2% alcohol for the layperson out there. The funny thing is, and I was just talking about this earlier, 10 years ago, if you grabbed a triple IPA, you'd have to force it down because they just weren't that good. But over the past 10 years, they have made leaps and bounds, of what they can do with beer. And God bless them. That's what I say.
God bless them. Here, I'm gonna fix this.
Speaking of that long ago, there was a while back where if you saw Jay, the only thing he had in his hand was a Miller Lite and a SoCo shot.
Yeah.
I still do SoCo shots. That'll never change.
And for me, like the whole craft beer thing, I was introduced when I was on vacation at the Cisco Brewery in Nantucket. I never really had a craft beer or knew what a triple IPA was or any of that shit. And we just kind of happened upon it. We came in there, they made their own beer, and I was like, oh, I never really had an IPA, so I'll give it a shot. And, you know, from right then on, I was like, all right, open up the palate. These are great. Love them.
It took me a little while, actually, you know, but it was because I was bored during the pandemic, to be honest with you. Everyone's locked down, everyone's shut in, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to the bar, which no big deal. But I'm like, I want to still have a couple of, you know, drinks. So I go in that bottle, buy myself a bottle of Jack and a 12-pack of Miller Lite. And Jeff had always just said, "Oh, Jay, you got to try this. You got to try this. You got." And so every now and then I would try it. Justin would do the same. And then I went and I bought myself a 4-pack because they come in 4-packs. First of all, that's just weird as hell. Buying beers in 4-packs instead of 6 or 12-packs. Even 18-packs seem, you know, normal, but 4-packs. And didn't I get hooked? But the main reason why is because Jeff kept sharing his Treehouse with me. So Treehouse is basically the best craft beer in the world. I mean, prove me wrong, because I'd love to try anything else that is better than Treehouse out there. So now I'm always chasing. I'm trying to chase beers to try and get close to Treehouse because I never get out there. So,
yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah. I mean, I really love. I like the Imperials, the Imperial IPAs, the Greater Good stuff. I know that, you know, that's my go-to if I'm going.
Greater Good is fantastic.
The GG vibes. I got hooked on it because shameless plug, the Pub Kings had played there a few times, and you know they gave us a couple of beers, and I was like, all right, yeah, just pound this down, pound that down, and then you know getting a ride home, I was like, damn, it doesn't take many of these.
All 4 of us, and let's bring Justin in on this conversation. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
All 4 of us fell in love with Greater Good the night we played there for the first time.
Yeah.
We're buying 4-packs and we're taking pictures behind the bar.
And not only just the beer, the people there, you know, the servers were great. The beer tenders were awesome. And they were so just open to it too. They're like, oh yeah, take your pictures with us. And you know, next thing you know, it's all over the place. I loved it. It was great. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that place is
Absolutely.
awesome. The beer is delicious. I stopped in there a couple weeks ago and used the gift card that I had to buy some 4-packs. And I was like, what do you got? What's fresh? And she went back there. She just picked out 4 of them for me and just kind of brought them out. They were just like fresh off the line. So it's good stuff.
Awesome.
I think we're gold right there.
I still say we should do a show about, you know, beers, because basically this show always turns into a show about beers.
It's true. We talk about beer a lot.
I've actually laid off the double IPAs a little bit. I mean, I know Ray earlier mentioned that he was on the Peloton and he was, so I have laid off them a little bit, you know. But I mean, then again, what's the difference between having 4 or 5 IPAs and 8 or 9 Guinness? I mean,
if you're doing the math, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, there's the band.
Looking a little gruff there, Ray. Jesus.
I'm gonna get that back. I liked the length of that beard that I had right there. So I just shaved here today, and I'm gonna start working at it.
That was like, yeah.
It's a whole thought process thing. It's
Rusty
exhausting.
Ray.
Yeah. I'm looking for other pictures from that night.
But yeah, but I mean, Jay, another one. I like the Cisco stuff. They have decent stuff. I haven't had a ton, other than you know what you and Justin have shared with me. And that's, but I enjoy it. I don't go bananas over it, but I do enjoy it. I think that it's a much better movement than everyone just walking around drinking Bud Heavies their whole lives.
I guess the best thing about it is there really is such a crazy variety. And I'd love to do some research to see when it really exploded, because I know that it's been like this for a while with the variety. But I've only been introduced to it, you know, over the past year where I really dove into it. And the thing about it is there are so many different liquor stores around here that carry different varieties. For the life of me, I'm like, there should be one liquor store, well, one just craft beer store, for God's sakes, that's all they should carry is just craft beer.
They
so
do.
that you know, oh, are there some?
Crafted, yeah.
Crafted in Holliston.
That's in Holliston, yeah.
Oh, perfect. See, now we got a place to go. Awesome.
So,
Thank you. You
when
took
you
my
go
idea and ran with it.
It's
I
really broken down by like type of beer. So they have like imperial stouts and porters, IPAs, double IPAs, stuff like that. So he has really a kind of rotating selection there.
Nice.
And Amber had got me for Christmas. She got me this. It was like a beer advent calendar. So it had 24 different beers, and they stock it like, oh, he likes like Belgian whites, IPAs, and stouts. You know, so he'll load it up with different stuff that you might like, so you can really try to find something good.
Nice.
That was my bird. Sorry.
Okay.
I think I like I like the beers, obviously, and I love the subtle taste between all the breweries. But I think what I fall for is the story of the brewery itself, the people behind the scenes, the atmosphere, the ambiance. You know, it's wooden picnic tables that you're sitting at one place, but it's shiny metal high tops at another place. One place has a TV, one doesn't. One has live music, another one has the big board games or yard games. That's what I like about craft beer, I think, the most.
Yeah, I think that each of them has to, at this point, do something to stand out.
Yeah.
And because there's when you walk down those aisles, I mean, I'll plug Liquor World in Franklin. They have a ton of IPAs and of craft beers, and they've been doing it for a while. They started with one wall, and now it's pretty much a wall and an entire aisle. And it's to the point right now where you're stopping at some convenience stores and you can pick up one or two different craft beers there.
Yeah.
I mean, these distributors are really just pushing it everywhere. And I think that, you know, again, it gives somebody a little bit of a different look. I mean, it's then, you know, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, you know, there's something different. And these again are small businesses that are, you know, working their tails off trying to make a difference and doing what they're passionate about instead of, you know, just grabbing. And hey, listen, ice cold Bud Heavy in the middle of summer, that's a damn good beer, but it's not the only thing that you need to drink your whole life.
I tried to have Coors Light the other night and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
it's weird because that's all we drank. That's all we drank for the longest time.
Well, that's the thing. Is like at 22, I could slam down a 30-pack of Coors Light over a nice Saturday afternoon, you know. But now it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't sound like fun. I'm gonna have a couple of these, you know, kind of maintain a little bit of a buzz all day long, and I'll be okay.
It doesn't sound like fun because now instead of being able to take down a 30-pack, you'd have to take down a 60-pack to actually get the results that delicious craft beers have done for us.
No, you don't. You just need some of this.
We're also saving the environment because instead of 30 cans, we're only wasting 4 cans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can aluminum's recyclable like infinitely.
Yep.
So it's not like a plastic bottle. Like plastic could be like, oh, all right, well now we're really shitty.
Yeah.
This, but
on the other side, you know, there's always a nice rum punch that basically can have anything you want in it as long as it's fruity and has
in a bucket.
In a bucket.
Kool-Aid and Rumpelmans in a bucket.
Oh,
damn.
Some tequila, you know.
But as far as like the locals go, we are lucky because I mean you know, a couple of twists and turns from either one of our houses, and you can end up at a brewery.
That's why I'm gonna do the brew bus one of these days. That's on my list of things to do.
That seems like a fun, you know, get plastered for charity kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. It's like a one-off. We do it for charity. I love that.
3 breweries within 15 minutes of my house. 3. That's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah. I
mean,
well,
that's what it's so nice to be in Milford here because we're centralized, just like this area is centralized in Mass or New England rather. But in Milford, I mean Hopkinton and Franklin, and I mean we're right in the middle of all those places.
Well, yeah, same here. I mean, I'm
495 in the Pike. That's why we were the cocaine capital of the world in the 70s.
Yeah, you're right. We're at this point right now. I can hit 67 or craft roots within a few seconds, a few minutes, and then it's not a stretch to go to Hopkinton.
Yeah,
is
this true
at all?
Jay, do you have anything to do with this?
I bought the bottle.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I'm like, and you know what's crazy? He didn't even have a hangover. And so that night, the day before, he had had a drink.
Or was he mixing it?
No, he was doing shots. Doing freaking shots. Because so he's 21, he's hanging out with his friends online, and his friends are just like, oh, let's do shots and stuff. Sure. So Jake starts doing shots. And then the next thing you know, half the bottle's gone. And I'm like, then I found this out, and I'm like, Jake, I'm like, for the love of God. So, start off with some beers, some Mike's lemonade, something like that. I got him But I got him this so that, we can have a nice drink to, but on the rocks, because Gentleman Jack is delicious. I said, if you want to get into whiskey, this is the one to start on, because there's better whiskeys too, but this is a really good, smooth whiskey. I was going to get the single barrel, but that was like $100. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm going to get Gentleman Jack.
I that on a 21-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. He won't know the difference.
But he woke up without a hangover, and I'm like, dude, did you have a hangover? He's like, no, I felt fine. I'm like, see, now that just blew it right off the bat, because that's a good learning lesson for you. Because, he just doesn't drink in general. So, bam, he gets rip-roaring trashed, and then wakes up absolutely fine the next day. I said, man, that's just your metabolism. You're lucky. I said, it doesn't happen more than once, though. Let me tell you.
It's also drinking good booze. Like, if you drink good booze, you're not going to get a massive hangover.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, if you go from dirty taps, like Coors Light on a dirty tap at a dive bar, to a craft beer facility with beer that came right out of the tap 10 feet away or out of the tank, that's a big difference.
I haven't had a crazy hangover and I don't even know how long. And I mean, you can get totally ripped up off of 3 cans of freaking beer, man.
Oh, I think if you put your mind to it, buddy, you can do it.
Oh, I could get hungover, but I just love the fact that I don't anymore. I can have a blast and wake up without a hangover. Are you kidding me?
Jay, have 3 of those triple IPAs. Tell me how you feel tomorrow. Those you can taste tequila in those beers. Yeah, that's how strong they are.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to. You have one of those as your base, then you can just literally sip another beer the rest of the night, and you're fine.
Yeah, and drink a half a bottle of like Fireball. That'll do it. There's the hangover. I don't think there's a 21-year-old in the world that could get away with that.
Kelsey gave Jake a drink. It was Angry Orchard with Fireball, and she called it Angry Balls. And
I can't imagine that tasting good at all.
I can't either.
Well, it's a party when Barbie Rice wants to do Fireball shots.
Fireball Barbie.
Yeah.
Or Tim Rice wants to do root beer shots.
That's always fun too. Yeah.
You can always get Tim to do root beer shots. Always.
Fun and scary all at once.
Just no White Russians for Tim.
No.
Not anymore.
He had them all.
I had my days with those. Those were fun. Like
I would still enjoy a stiff White Russian.
Yeah, right after Lebowski came out, everybody was all over those.
I don't know. I was a while ago.
I can't even imagine having more than 2 though. If you have, 2 is too much. But man, he had what, like 6, 7, 8 of them. He had way too many of them, and that's why I don't think you're supposed to drink that much milk in a couple hours. And he did. Yeah. If it's just booze, then it'd be fine. But he was drinking too much milk. That's what made him sick.
Milk was a bad choice.
What? See, I was looking for that.
Yeah, well, for me these days, it's usually Guinness and a little bit of whiskey here and there. That's, as they say, like your best diet is you look to your ancestors, for what your body can handle, and
you're
so that's
Irish.
what I'm doing.
Potatoes and Guinness.
Yeah, I did my 23andMe. My family's from like one friggin' county.
I was gonna say I did Ancestry, and I'm 75% Montreal, but I also have 25% Ireland, which doesn't go back too far. But I landed in Ireland at one point, so
I just basically was the least diverse person, Genetically, it's just not anything, but I feel that my outlook on life is plenty made up for it.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
Woo.
What are you guys doing for the rest of the weekend?
I'm working.
That stinks.
Okay, Rubber Chicken Comics, right? So give a plug, Jay.
Yeah, swing by.
stop by and say, hey, pick up some comic books and toys, man. Rubber Chicken Comics, it's the way to go. Bak, bak!
And records.
And records, yes.
Yeah, and action figures as well. And
we got toys, we got comics, we got magazines, we got really cool stuff.
He's got,
he's
got cards.
Yeah.
But tonight I'll be watching the newest episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Haven't seen it yet.
Me neither. Then I'll be following it with the new episode of Invincible. Ray, I don't know if you've been checking that out yet.
I'm a show and a half into it, and so it's funny, Jay, because you mentioned it, and I'm like, this is supposed to be R. I don't know what he's talking about. The first episode is PG or even maybe G, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is pretty cool. I'll keep watching it. I like it. And then the last scene, it's like, oh shit, oh my god, oh, okay, that's where it's going. I loved how Kirkman set that up.
Oh yeah, and then the rest of the series is just like that.
So good. Anyway,
yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
We just binge watched Russian Doll. I don't know if you guys
I started watching that. I like her. It's the girl from American Pie there.
Natasha.
Yeah. And she was also in Orange is the New Black.
I saw the first episode. I liked it.
It was really good. It got really interesting towards the end, and I'm glad there's a second season coming up.
I'll get back into that then. Justin, what do you think?
It's good. Yeah, you got to get past like the first 2 episodes to kind of figure out what's going on. I thought that was really good.
Cool.
I don't know what we're doing. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we'll sit outside and drink some beers or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Probably going to head to 67 and have a beer or two. Matt's playing down there.
That's great.
But doing some probably yard work. It's, getting ahead of the schedule on that.
What are you doing, Ray?
I'm going to my mom's house. She had surgery, so Molly's there now, and we're just hanging out with her. Nice. So Annie and myself are here now, and we'll leave in the morning, and Jack's there with Molly. And that's it. And I'm going to do some stuff around. I'm going to go through boxes. I've got a lot of boxes of old stuff, old toys, old baseball cards. So I'll probably get into a nostalgic kind of mindset and do that this weekend.
So Don just wrote, we watched the series Paradise City. Awesome series, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere because the one of the main characters is the kid that from Grown Ups that died. He was the main character, and my God, he looked like he grew up like 10 years in that since then. Unbelievable actor. He was awesome in it. The whole series was great. It's the underbelly of the LA music scene, and with screamo bands and metal bands and stuff like that. It's really good. You'll enjoy it. Just with the soundtrack alone and the characters. Loved it from beginning to end, but now I'm like, I haven't Google searched to see if it's going to be canceled or not. But being a main character, you kind of have no choice but to not go for a second season, right?
Yeah. The other thing that's worth a mention is I watched a documentary on Amazon Prime called Murder on the Dance Floor, a story of City Gardens in New Jersey. And it's about this guy he was a local musician turned DJ turned promoter. And I think, all of you guys, I think would enjoy it. I mean, other than like the awesome old school bands that went through there, everybody from like the Circle Jerks to Nirvana to Red Hot Chili Peppers to, and throughout, a few different, waves of styles of music. But he was just a local guy who just started to grind it out and, playing music and also being a DJ. I think that will connect with you guys as well. I highly recommend that as well. It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime, Murder on the Dance Floor.
Check it out.
I just finished.
All right, guys.
Did you see the WeWork documentary yet on Netflix?
No, not yet, but it keeps popping up. What's that about?
WeWork.
So you heard of WeWork, right? So it's the co-working space that you rent. So rather than like renting an office, you'd be like, oh, I need a desk or I need a private suite, stuff like that. So it's the story of how the thing came to be. And at one point it was valued at like $46 billion. And and when you kind of like, it gets into it, it's like, he's subletting space. It's not rocket science. Like you own the space and you're subletting it. Why is it worth this much? And I didn't know that it expanded so much as it did. They had like a WeWork daycare they were going to work on. They had WeLive, like they were trying to like reinvent like apartment living where you live in like college dorm style, like you have a common area and you just have a room. stuff.
Wow.
It's a wild story about how it goes from being like this idea to $46 billion to nothing.
Oh,
I
So
watched. I'll give a recommendation. I watched the and I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one about seafood in the sea and how we're killing all the animals in the sea. I think it's Netflix.
that's Netflix. That
Yeah,
pops up.
I can't. Yeah, it's really good. You guys will never want to eat seafood after watching this documentary and what they do to fish and dolphins and sharks and whales, and the fishing industry, the seafood industry is nuts. And I can't remember the name of it, but it pops up all the time, and that's a fantastic documentary. I don't even want to have shrimp anymore. We're killing ourselves. We're killing the sea. I know, Jeff. I don't know why Jeff's not on with us right now. He loves seafood. I love seafood too, but we're killing every. Yeah, I see food. I eat it. We're killing the earth by destroying the life in the sea. It's nuts.
So hang on. Those documentaries are not like true documentaries because they had one about cows and stuff like that. And it was basically like a vegan film director decided, I want to make this movie and I'm going to make this look really bad. It's like the same thing with all this other kind of stuff. There's always another side to it that you have to kind of
you at. Watch it and tell me, give me the other side of what they do to dolphins.
They get in the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I heard a big out there. That's awesome.
No,
I don't get disgusted often, but that one really shook me up.
If you watch it, you have to.
I don't eat dolphin often, but when I do, it's going to be delicious.
I want bumblebee dolphin.
Right.
Yeah, Barbie, I love seafood too. Don't watch it because I think I'm about done with it anyway.
Oh, John just made this absolutely killer, and I do mean killer, fish chowder. It was amazing.
There you go.
It was so good.
Hope you feel good about yourself.
We happen to live in a really an area where you could drive 45 minutes, grab a fish,
seafood,
get it yourself.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
You know,
there was a movie about like the meat packing industry or something like that, and how awful it was.
Yeah, what's his name? Morgan Spurlock. Was it
the
Morgan
Super Size Me? There was Super Size Me, and then Super Size Me 2 was about the chickens.
Yeah. But that was basically the same thing. How they mistreat chickens and
right. How they can say, well, they're free range because they have the option to go outside.
But legally, all they have to do is make like a little sliver of.
It's got to be like a 6x6 little pad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're not just roaming in the fields.
But you know what? After I remember being disgusted by that movie, but I still ate chicken after that.
Yeah,
but I'm sure I'll have a lobster roll in the near future.
Well, we also have the option of buying chicks, raising them, and then when they get plump and juicy, chopping the head off, pulling out the gizzards, picking all the feathers, and cooking it yourself. It's an option.
Yeah, I know, but I'd rather have McDonald's do that for me.
You can make pillows out of their feathers.
All right, so I'm going to let you guys go. You can stick around if you want. I'm going to play another video. I kind of want this thing to be like, and there's only a handful of videos that we can play from local musicians, but I got one more that I want to play. On April Fool's Day, the station went country for a while, and it was so much fun because, as you guys know, I'm a country fan. And I did an interview too with a local guy named Houston Bernard, and just to really nail down the whole joke. But it was great talking to him. Houston Bernard is his real name. He's a country artist in Massachusetts, but I think he's a Texan. He's born in Texas, so he's kind of the real deal when it comes to country. But he's a lot of fun. He's got some great music out there. So I wanted to leave everybody with this. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Yeah, this is going to take a minute. I want to leave everybody with a video, and he's got a ton of videos. This is one of his more recent songs. I think this was just about a year ago, but there it is. American Dream from Houston Bernard. I'll say bye to you guys.
I'm out.
Bye, guys.
You're out. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. It was great to talk to everybody, see everybody. And I will talk. You'll watch with me? Thank you, Jay. Here's Houston Bernard.
Johnny was born in the heartland, raised in a little farmhouse. He worked the land with his two hands, didn't wanna let his dad down. Taught to beat the Bible, dated the homecoming queen. After graduation and 2 pink lines, he was chasing an American dream, the one that we all believe in. And we all wanna be free, but a 30-year loan and overtime weeks keep us chasing an American dream. Annie's a real good mother, stays at home with the kids. With Johnny gone all day long, she's wondering if this is it. A month lasts longer than money. Johnny's coming apart at the seams. By the looks of it all, it's funny that we call this the American dream. It's the one that we all believe in, and we all want to be free. But a 30-year loan and overtime weeks keep us chasing that American dream. Thank the ones who sacrificed. It's the ultimate price they paid. But it's hard to enjoy that freedom when Uncle Sam's got you slid away. It's what we all believe in, and we all want to be free. But 30-year loan and overtime weeks keep us chasing that American dream. Yeah, chasing that American dream. Oh, chasing that American dream. Chasing that American dream. Hey. Oh, yeah.
And that's Houston Bernard. Great guy. Just it was great talking to him, and he's got a bunch of songs too. Find him on YouTube. I heard you got Jacob one of these.
Yeah, no, Dawn got that for Jake, and she got me a Child World one.
Love it. This is a brand called Local Vintage, vintage with a Y, and this is so soft.
Right.
It's a large. I'm not ready to put it on just yet.
I couldn't believe how comfortable the shirt was. So comfortable.
So you got the box, right? Did you open the box when it came in?
Dawn did.
It's really cool. So they pack it with like gum and trading cards, and the receipt with a little message on it is like a dot matrix printer because of vintage.
Yep.
I'm gonna write it down right now. Local Vin. It's almost like Skinnerd.
What pack of cards did you get? We got Bingo.
Bingo. I don't know what I got. It was like an anime thing. But I think they're national, but if you're from Massachusetts, they have all these great things like Bradley's and the fair, right?
The fair's there.
What does Justin have? He has one that I really wanted.
He got great ones.
No, he doesn't have great woods. He's got something else, and it's one that I want. I'm like, damn it, we can't have the same shirt. But anyway, they're so awesome. Caldor is another one. That's it.
I mean, because it's always going to be and will always be Great Woods. I don't care how many times it's changed.
Absolutely. I still call it Great Woods.
Me too.
All right, let's say bye to everybody. Bye, Joy.
Everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Raylene. Canadian's dream of good beer.
Oh, Justin has the Centrum. The Centrum.
That's right. There he is. Yeah. I said goodbye to everybody, and then we came back as if we were trying to get rid of Justin and Phil. Joy enjoyed the song. That's Houston Bernard. I don't think I wrote that down, but check him out on YouTube and wherever you get your music. But he's pretty awesome. All right, bud. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks. We'll